What's going on, Paisano? Z here, coming at you guys with another market watch today. On today's market watch, we're going to talk about ghost rare Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Well, one specifically. Recently, in the new Rage of Raj set, the Winged Dragon of Ra is getting a ghost rare printing. Now, we know this. This is going to come out. Everyone's going to go crazy for it. The price is going to go really high. And should you buy it? But before I begin, I want to let you know real quickly, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like, and comment down below. Comment question of the day. What are you doing right now meta-wise? What is your meta deck? Comment down below, let me know. Listen, I'll tell you right now, starting today, I'm playing Infernoble Knights, and I realistically don't know how to play the deck at all. So if you guys want to check me out play a deck, make sure to go over to my Twitch stream. Links will be in the description down below. And yeah, I'm looking to play in a tournament today, more than likely playing Infernoble Knights, and I could definitely use the help. Listen, looking at a Legendary Duelist Rage of Ra, I think it's a really good set for that one ghost rare. As far as everything else, I really don't know what's in this set. I don't know what Guardian Slime, Reactive Slime, Sun God Unification, Blaze. I really don't know what any of these cards do. I'll be 100% honest with you. And I don't think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players know, other than the fact that this set has one ghost rare. It's been years since we've seen ghost rare cards actually come out and printing in this game. And it's cool to see Winged Dragon of Ra get that ghost rare treatment. Here's the question though. Are other ghost rare cards getting that treatment? In fact, more specifically, will we see more ghost rare cards come out in sets that are not just subsets like Legendary Duelist Rage of Ra, that are more or less like core sets? And if that was to happen, would it replace or go next to Starlight Rares? Let me know which ghost rare card, if any you could pick any card in the game right now to be a ghost rare, which one would you have? I'll tell you right now, if I could choose any one ghost rare, whew, that'd be a hard choice. I would probably have to choose like a more standardized ghost rare card for everybody. Something to the effect of maybe like Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, or maybe Infinite Impermanence as a ghost rare. That'd be really cool to see, and hopefully we'll see something like that happen. But looking at Rage of Ra right now, Winged Dragon of Ra, Legendary Duelist Rage of Ra, with a $366 market price, well, that ghost rare is roughly $912 right now. I don't think I have to tell you guys, don't buy this yet. Don't buy this, because that's crazy high in value. And later on in the market, we'll point to another card that's going down in value, which is crazy high in value as well. Next, guys, Adamancipator and Archosaurs out of Eternity Code Secret Rare with a $59 market price. Yeah, that's roughly around almost near $60 for the card. Now listen, I still think you should sell this card. I think this card's not worth the value, and unless you're playing a deck, then obviously you need it, but it's just, that's crazy high money for this card. I know a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players will go, wait a minute, if you told us to sell it when it's lower, now sell it when it's really high? Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think the card's really good, but I think Dinosaurs are due for being hit in the ban list. I think Dinosaurs might even get phased out. So even though this is cool to see, is it worth getting at $60 a copy? I don't think so. Unlike Triple Tactics Talents, which at one point was almost near $60, that's kind of worth it. In fact, look at Triple Tactics Talent right now with a $90 market price. The value of it is roughly around $90. The thing about this card is it does so much for you. If you're looking to play any kind of aggressive deck, that I think that's the kind of majority of decks we're seeing right now, that can break boards, or a kind of deck that would be able to not only break boards, to do things, Triple Tactics Talent is one of those kind of cards for you. Think about it. If you're low on resources, you activate the effect to draw 2 cards, to recruit resources to progress your game state. If you're looking to kill your opponent, especially if they have a Dragoon, you can just activate Triple Tactics Talent, take the Dragoon, activate its effect to blow up your opponent's other monsters, swing, and probably end the game. Or if you're just ahead already and your opponent's activated hand traps, you can just use the effect to look at their hand, take a card, and put it back into their deck. This card is almost a must-have for any deck that wants to play that mid-range kind of strategy in which you're trying to find pop off early and maintain control of that board state. I think this card's a must-have, and unfortunately, it's $90. This card probably is not going to go any lower anytime soon, and in my opinion, I think this card can easily hit $115. Remember Phantasm and how every deck needed that? Yeah, Triple Tactics Talent is kind of in that same ballpark of, you need this in your main deck. If the format ever gets slower, obviously we will not need it as much, but right now, this is desperately a need. Up next, number 39, Utopia Astral. So this is what I was talking about. It's the only printing of its kind. There's no other Astral cards in the game. When it first came out, it was roughly around $500. The market price is still showing to be almost near $415. And right now, it's about $300. This card is going lower. And yeah, don't get me wrong. Winged Dragon of Ra Ghost Rare coming out. Awesome. $900? Wrong. This card is going to go lower. It's going to go down in the market. Yes, it's a collector's card. And collectors are going to go crazy about this. And they're going to clean this house out as fast as possible. But I do think Yu-Gi-Oh players are not going to really realistically need this card immediately. It's not going to see any competitive meta play, so the value will go down over time. Ultimately, if Legendary Duels with Gerard is a crappy set, then maybe that time might slow down. Looking at Utopia, I think this card can potentially see meta play, so its potential value can actually increase. Should you go in and get it right now when it's $300? No, not at all. In fact, I told you, when this card gets $250, I think that's probably the best time to get this card. I don't know if it's going to go any lower than that. Sitting at $300 is almost proof to me that this card is already on the decline and will probably hit at $250 relatively soon. We also have Sideframe Gear Game. I always have a love-hate relationship with this card. And talking to a lot of you guys who are playing remote duels, I think you also have that love-hate relationship. Whether you draw this card as your 6th card and you don't really have a good way to proc it, or you go to activate this card, you put an Ash Blossoms you, and then you sit there with the card in your hand the entire time because he's playing around it, or whatever it is. I just feel like this card is decent. I know a lot of you players out there saying it's one of the best cards, but I still feel like that best card for hand drop wise is probably going to be Infinite Impermanence, being the fact that Triple Attack Talent does nothing to it, the one called by the Great does nothing to it, and when you activate it, majority of the time your opponent just goes, that's fine. The only thing that makes Gamma a little bit better is the fact that it removes the threat on the board, but once again, you better not have that driver. Driver, that card. Yeah, that card somehow is your 6th card and not Gamma, and you're like, oh, that's great. I don't think the card's bad, but I think the card definitely is worth a lot of value right now. I mean, even the common version, Attitude Chaos, is at least $1. The super rare being roughly around $6, the ultra rare being roughly around $21, and the collector's rare being a cool $95. It looks really nice, believe it or not. But I just don't know if this card's worth it at its current price point. Ultimately, I think Konami's going to be making a reprint of this card, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happens relatively sooner than later. Another card that might shock you is Sideframe Gear Beta. Beta with a $4 market price is roughly around $4 in the market. In fact, after this one goes with $3, by the way, $3 shipping, the next value of Beta is $6. Even the betas are going up in value, which is kind of crazy. We also have Garden Rose Maiden, another card coming out, Legendary Duelists with Rose, desperately needing a reprint. Garden Rose Maiden with a $30 market price is roughly around $25. After that one goes, by the way, the guy has like 2 sales. After that one goes, you're looking roughly around $35 for this card. So keep an eye on this one. Then you have Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. Now, it just recently got a reprint and an alternate art printing, but the secret coming out of Dragon's Legends didn't tank in value. In fact, the market price, which is roughly around $50, is still not too far away from the card, which is roughly around $47. After a couple of copy sell, that card actually goes even higher to roughly around $65 in the market price for the secret version of Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. This is why I say, if you have an original print collector's card, and even though there's a reprinting coming, it doesn't really matter, because the original print secret rare will still hold good value. We see this with a bunch of other cards, but this is one, this is a great example of one that's happening in real time. Up next, speaking of Infinite Impermanence, the card original print coming out from Instruction with a $72 market price. Well, if you're unlimited, you get at $70, sure. But if you want a first version of Infinite Impermanence, that's roughly around almost just about $90. In fact, after that one's gone, you get another one at $96, and then it's not too long before the card's roughly around $108 for Secret Precision Infinite Impermanence. This card is just one of those cards that went down with the reprint, and then the minute the reprints were like in dual overload and dual power, and they were hard to get, the secret just went back up in value. Up next, guys, we have Dual Tournament Waboku. Alright, Dual Tournament Waboku with a $9 market price is roughly around $14. If you're new to the channel, let me explain something to you. Whenever I go to Yu-Gi-Oh events, I always like to talk to Yu-Gi-Oh players. In fact, I like when you guys come up to me and we hang out, talk around, it's awesome. But I always get at least one person, every Yu-Gi-Oh event I go to, they go to me and they go, V, what's the card that you know, but nobody else knows? And it got to the point where it was so repetitive. From that point on, and when they ask me, I just say Dual Tournament Waboku, and I walk away. Not to be mean, but like, I don't really hide cards. It's right here. Here's the cards. Even now, Dual Tournament Waboku, as a joke, and I'm not sure this is because of me, maybe because of some other outlying factor, but as a joke, Dual Tournament Waboku is now $14. I even tell them afterwards it's a joke, by the way, just to clarify. I really want to be like that blunt about it. But yeah, no, Dual Tournament Waboku used to be $9. Originally, the card was like $4. Market price was going to be $9. It's now $14 for Dual Tournament Waboku. Hey, you know what? Hopefully someone plays it. It's a good card, I guess. Kai's the Mega Monarch obviously has like a 19 cent common. The Megaton version, which by the way has 7 listings, is roughly around $3, and it starts hitting around 6, then 9. So that's where the wall of 17's at for the Ultra Megaton. And the other version of Kai, so the original print coming out Secret's Attorney with a $2 market price, is roughly around $6. It's just another proof of the Mega Monarch cards is rising in value. I talked about my previous market watch. I just want to show you this one and this market watch. They're slowly getting cleaned off the market. I don't know why, but that's what's happening right now. In fact, Lucent, Nether Lord of the Dark World. This card always had sporadic value. It was only printed coming out of Primal Origins, which is super rare. $10 market price. Unlimited roughly around 10. First is also roughly around $10 for Lucent. I never understood why this card was rising in value. Every time I talked about it in the past, people go, well, V, it's an X and Y deck. And I just want to know, is that still, like, applicable to, like, right now? Like, is there cards that Lucent goes in, decks that goes in that makes it good? I've never seen this card see play at all, but it's $10. Then we have the Phantom Knight of Rusty Bardiche. So the card came off the ban list, went crazy high in value. Market price showing to be about $5. And yeah, no, it's about $5 for Lucent. Phantom Knight of Rusty Bardiche. I think this card is still a really good card, but everybody that was excited to play Orcus had about almost a week to play Orcus and realized, yeah, it's nowhere near as good as what we were. Like I said when we first got the ban list, the deck, if Orcus had only one more card, if it had Orcus Hard Power right over here, if that came off the ban list, even the one, this card would still maintain a good chunk of that value, and Orcus will be talking about in a different light as a meta deck. Being the fact that didn't happen, Rusty Bardiche went down in value. So, Mecha Phantom Beast Cult Wing is a common. Just want to throw it out there. And in fact, not only is it a common, the 2014 Megaton version is roughly around $4 for the common. In fact, if you want the original print common, okay, coming out Judgment of the Light, that's also roughly around $4 for a common. It's crazy. Up next, guys, we have Cyber Dragon Nashtar. So someone asked me real quickly on Nashtar. Someone asked me quickly, V, what's the best card for Cyber Dragons that have good potential? Listen, if Cyber Dragon Nashtar does not get a reprint, it's this card. Originally coming out of Dual Power, which is his only set card, has roughly around $11 market price, and it's roughly around $13. So I think it's gonna get a reprint, but I will say right now, if you are a Cyber Dragon player or you want a good machine monster that can splash your deck, mainly probably going to be, once again, Cyber Dragons or Orcus, Nash is definitely your card. 100%. I think this card is really good right now. Highly undervalued, if on my honest opinion. And if it doesn't get a reprint, it has potential to rise in value. Do I think it's going to get a reprint? Yes. But if it doesn't get, being the fact that a lot of Cyber Dragon cards have been getting sporadic reprints, but being the fact that this card currently does not have a reprint, I do think it has a possibility to rise up in value in the future. Dragunity Phalanx, a card coming out of Dual Terminal 3 with a $27 market price, is almost about bought out. You got one that's $35 over here, and in fact, that's the value of the card currently. All over the place, $35 for the only 3 listings of the card. Dragunity Phalanx is a really good card because Rockets is still a really good deck. In fact, if you're not a Rocket player, you're probably looking at this card because of Dragunities in general, that they're getting more support. So that could be another reason. But if you just have Phalanx right now, you can play Rockets. It's actually relatively cheap, being the fact that it was printed in the 2020 Mega Tins, in which is almost no good value in those tins. So you can go in there, couple of bucks, get your whole Rocket core online, and if you have Dual Terminal Phalanx, you can start playing Rockets as soon as possible. And that's a tier 1 deck. Next, guys, just talk about Dragunities real quickly. Besides the fact that Dragunity Phalanx and the fact that, Dragunities had a structure deck, they're getting more support again. And a lot of Dragunity cards are kind of weirdly priced in the market. I mean, take a Dragunity Knight Drina, for instance. The Dual 4 version, it's at $1. The market price showing to be $14, and it's $10. The market cannot catch up with all these prices because they're getting moved so fast on and off the market. And you're going to see that with a lot of these Dragunity cards. Also, if you want an Ultra Rare Dragunity Phalanx coming in Legend Collection Kaiba with a $4 market price, you get it right here for roughly around $4, and then after that, 7 Walls Unbroken, it's about $5. In case, by the way, if you want a first edition version, it's also about $5 right now. So just throwing it out there in case you do want your Green Phalanx, if you are looking to play Rockets. No One Across that coming out of Hobby League 6 might be gone soon. Card currently has a $19 market price. The Hobby League 6 version, by the way. The unlimited versions are right there, roughly around $18. After that one's gone, they're about $29 to $30 for No One Across out. So if you're looking to play Goats or you're looking to upgrade your Goat rarities, even though this card, I think it was Pharaoh's Servant that had the original print first edition. I could be wrong. No One Across out of the Hobby Leagues, which obviously Konami's never going to reprint again. These are done by Upper Deck, by the way. These are going to go higher in value. These will get bought out. This card will be clean on the market. No doubt in my mind. It's only a question of when. So once again, if you're looking to play Goats and you're looking to get No One Across out, even though you have first edition versions, you might want to consider this one because these are way harder to get than Pharaoh's Servant versions. So I think it's time to talk about Zoodiacs because I talked about Prank Kids in my last thing. I think Prank Kids are going to be really good. I think Prank Kids have a lot of potential to be tier 1. And I do think the fact that, you know, in the OC they're tier 1 with 3 max Cs in that meta. Here in TCG, you know, I think it's fair to say that Prank Kids will be tier 1. In fact, I'll probably talk about Prank Kids and do a video later on this channel. And I might even go over them on my live stream. So once again, check out my Twitch live stream. And yeah, I definitely might talk about Prank Kids. But looking at Zoodiacs, they're also looking to be tier 1 again. I mean, technically speaking, they were like tier 0.5, but you get what I'm saying. Zoodiac, especially Zoodiac Dragunity coming at Maximum Crisis, only printing with a $10 market price is roughly for the Unlimiteds around 11. First versions also around $11 as well. You're going to need at least 2 of these. In fact, if you want to get Max Rarity, Zoodiac Whiptail coming at OTS 1 Pack 5 with a $47 market price, yeah, it's not that. It's not even close. Let you play Unlimiteds roughly around $56, and if you want to somehow want a near mint, it's $60 for Zoodiac Whiptail, which you need at least, what, 3 of these? Zoodiac Tri-Brigade is going to be a really good deck, and I feel like a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players that might not know what Tri-Brigade does, well, they know what Zoodiac does, and Tri-Brigade's a couple of extra cards added onto that deck, and it makes the deck really good. I don't know if it's going to be tier 1. I think it's going to be tier 1. I think it's going to be at least tier 1.5, and I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players need to prepare for this deck. And if you own Zoodiacs, well, just letting you know that you have a lot of value. Now, there's a chance the Zoodiac Dragunity can get reprinted in the Gold Series set that's coming out soon. But that was put in a leak list. That leak list has not been confirmed at all. We don't know if it's going to be true. If it is, this card will probably go down in value. But looking at Zoodiac Whiptail, yeah, this is only going to go higher, especially when Tri-Brigade comes out. This is low value right now. This card would definitely spike way higher than what you're looking at it. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching my videos. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Hit the like button, comment down below. Check me out on Twitch. It's your boy V, and YGOPaisano. YGOPaisano, have a great day.